Ladies and gentlemen, the following non-title contest is scheduled to unfold with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, hailing from Washington, D.C., he weighs in tonight at 261 pounds, Irwin, Schyster. IRS set to square off with a PGW World Champion here in the non-title contest. Very good reason for that. IRS says he's not here to collect any belts, he's here to collect taxes that have not been paid. Apparently the champion Arthur Morgan hasn't paid any taxes since 1884. He's run up quite a bill in the past 142 years. IRS says he's here tonight to collect payment from Arthur Morgan. This man takes tax evasion very, very seriously. The question is, can the champion escape? Would he have to pay the debt to the IRS here tonight? We're about to find out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. Hailing from Des Moines, Iowa, he weighs in tonight at 241 pounds and he is the PGW World Champion, Arthur Morgan. Over 140 years, this man has not paid any tax. The IRS is here to collect payment. Don't let the attire trick you. IRS 6'3", 261 pounds. An incredible amateur wrestler back in the day, many years of experience inside of that squared circle. Champion Arthur Morgan may really struggle here to evade tax much longer. He may just have to pay up to the IRS here tonight. Very tough challenge the champion faces, but Arthur Morgan has been on quite the roll. Victories over Goldust, Stephen Richards, Sonic the Hedgehog, just to name a few. Two men locking up now, and IRS, the bigger man with a leverage advantage at 6'3" and 261 pounds. Looks very pleased with himself after taking the champion down in that lock-up exchange. But Morgan fighting out straight away with a Thez press and right hands to the face. Really taking it now to IRS and tries a elbow drop off the top, a big risk to take very early into the match. He didn't pay off on that occasion. And now IRS looking to take over in this match. Got the man down on the ground trying to hyperextend the elbow and trying to pull that shoulder out of its socket. Very painful submission maneuver. Arthur Morgan finds himself trapped on the canvas here at the mercy of the IRS. Position that many Americans find themselves in. And this is exactly what IRS wants to do. If this is his game plan, it's a very smart one. Morgan likes to stand on his feet and trade blows with his opponent. If IRS can keep him grounded, as he is doing now, I don't think Morgan's going to have much of a chance in a scientific wrestling match. He's really struggling at the moment. Referee making the count to try and make IRS break that hold. The IRS, a crafty veteran of this sport, knowing that he can only get disqualified if the referee makes the count of 5, as he's really dominating this match now. Picks up Arthur Morgan, beautiful vertical suplex. And look at this now, he's got Morgan down on the ground again, this time going for a lateral press. The shoulders are down, this could be enough to defeat the champion. Very close there, and remember, this is a non-title match, but an important match for the champion. He's going to be defending that belt next week. Wants to make sure he's in one piece for that title defense. More news coming about the challenger he's going to face at the end of this video. He may not make it at this rate. He may have to forfeit the title. IRS really doing a number on the PGW World Champion. And now look at this, going with a series of strikes, fighting Arthur Morgan at his own game here. He's really struggling, but goes for the big elbow. The champion finally blocking. Now it comes to throwing hands. Morgan doing a little bit better, but the IRS can throw strikes just as well as any man as well. Really dominant performance thus far, but that's a nice reversal by Morgan with a kick in the corner, and now a submission maneuver of his own. And to rub salt in the wound, using the finishing maneuver of his best friend, the $1 Million Man. He's got the $1 Million Dream locked in here. The IRS, unsurprisingly, knows his partner's move very well, managing to slip out. Now Morgan trying the waist lock, but the IRS really doing well here as he sends Morgan for the ride off the ropes, picks him up, and what a thunderous move. Throwing him high into the air, his abdomen colliding with the canvas. Could have cracked a couple of ribs on that one, but still not enough to put the champion away. Very methodical, very deliberate here from IRS, as you'd normally expect from him, but oh, and just a big back elbow right to the back of the skull. The champion really not looking impressive here. The IRS could be about to collect payment. Got to believe it's going to be a sizable bill after all those years of not paying tax. He tries a right hand though. Finally the champion with a nice counter and a nice back suplex. First real opening Arthur Morgan's had in this match. Tries a clothesline though, and IRS ducking out of the way. But look at that, comes back with the momentum off the ropes, and Morgan takes him down with right hands to the face. As now Morgan comes off the rope, drops the big elbow right across the nose. Finally Arthur Morgan finding his way back into this match. He's going to have to keep this level of aggression up though. He does not want the IRS to get him back in his clutches, as he was getting absolutely destroyed in the wrestling department. As now Morgan looks to go up top, tries the big elbow, and this time nails it right to the sternum. Things looking better here for Morgan. He's got to keep this up though, as he picks him up for the spine buster. Incredible athleticism from the 6'3" IRS. Reversing into a DDT, now tries to take over again, tries the Irish whip. Morgan with a reversal and a nice knee to the gut. That would have winded him, that's for sure. The champion really trying to turn it around now, and this could be the big move he needs to put the IRS away once and for all. Perches him on the top turnbuckle and a big superplex. Thunderous move, that could be enough to finish the match, but Morgan not going for the cover. IRS getting back to his feet, another knee to the gut by Morgan. What a miraculous turnaround this has been, as Morgan charges in with a clothesline. IRS managing to get out of the way, tries coming behind, nice reversal into a hammerlock by the champion. He can wrestle a little bit, can Morgan, as now he comes charging in, tries the clothesline again. A drop kick right to the back of the head by IRS. Morgan in a world of hurt here as IRS tries the Irish whip. Nice reversal by the champion. And just out of nowhere, Arthur Morgan nailing the stunner. Completely out of the blue. IRS didn't see it coming, and that is why he's lost this match. Arthur Morgan victorious.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, Arthur Morgan.
Well, a non-title match, but still important. You get the victory, and thankfully for Arthur Morgan, he's not going to have to pay 142 years worth of tax back. Well, he may have avoided the tax bill, but may not be the end of Arthur Morgan's problems, because, ladies and gentlemen, next week he has to defend that belt against the challenger. You don't know who it's going to be yet, but there's one way you can find out, and that is to tune in Saturday, March 21st, 7 PM Eastern Time, as CIW host Special Equinox. And on that card we will be invading once again a special 4-man gauntlet match featuring the man of 1,000 names, Chris Van Vliet, and the space alien known as Mark Zuckerberg. 2 other entrants in that gauntlet match. They will be a surprise. We will find out who they are on the night, but the biggest thing about this is whoever wins that 4-man gauntlet match will go on next week to face Arthur Morgan for the PGW World title. Tune into Equinox to see that. It will not be the main event. I'm not quite sure why. It's got to be the biggest match on the card, but nonetheless, hopefully this will be rectified next time. But definitely tune in for Equinox, March 21st, 7 PM Eastern Time. Find out who's going to challenge Arthur Morgan for the belt next week, and of course tune in for the other great action that CIW will be hosting. Apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. I will see you all next time. If you want some great created wrestlers in your game, but without going through the lengthy process of creating them yourself, well, I can help you out with that. If you play on PS2 or PS2 emulator, I can create just for you a custom save data file and preload it with up to 30 created wrestlers that you have chosen. If you're interested, send me an email at pastgengamingemail@gmail.com. My email is linked on the main channel page, and I can also do this for the PSP, but on PSP I can only do save files for the European version of the game.